Hi friends, it's Cheryl, the wandering house sitter at the Lifestyle Digs. And right behind me, well, first off, let me just say that this is my November roundup, my monthly roundup. And I might be a bit out of breath because I'm at altitude here. So, behind me is Lake Titicaca. So that means that I am in Peru. Yes, Lake Titicaca is the world's highest navigable lake, and it is also known for its houses that are built on reeds, so floating reed houses. I will have a video in one of my shorts if you want to take a look at what a floating reed house looks like. This was actually a small community. I think there was about 4 families that were living there. So how is the month of November going for me? Well, obviously pretty good if I'm in Peru. But I started off November house sitting, and I had 3 cats, 2 barn cats, 1 house cat, 5 chickens, well, 1 was a rooster, and 1 horse to take care of. And this was in British Columbia in the greater Vancouver area. So I finished there. And on November 10th, I flew to Mexico City. Yeah, I'd never been to Mexico City before. I've been to other places in Mexico, but that was my first stop in Mexico City. And I spent 5 nights there. I did the touristy things, you know, the hop on, hop off bus. I went to see the pyramids, the temples, and just 5 days, just to kind of break up the trip between Vancouver and Lima. There are no nonstop flights, so any flight that I chose was going to have to change planes somewhere, and that's why I chose Mexico City. So, yes, it's such a great view. Lake Titicaca is bordered by both Peru, and Bolivia is on the other side. So I arrived in Lima, and I spent a couple of nights there, and then I got on the Peru Hop bus. It is run by a couple of Americans. And what they do is hop on, hop off. It's not like the city buses where you get off at an attraction and check it out and then hop on the bus again. In this case, the hop on, hop off means a particular city. So far, I have been in Paracas. That was my first stop. And from there, I got to see the Ballestas Islands, Islas Ballestas, and that is also known as the poor man's Galapagos. So I saw some penguins, of all things. You don't think that you would see penguins in subtropical waters, but there they were. We got to see them that day. And we saw sea lions, and we saw all kinds of birds. And from Paracas, I got back on the Peru Hop bus, and I went to Huacachina. Huacachina is known for its sand dunes and an oasis, a small lake in the middle of the desert. So I took a dune buggy ride. I know that I've got some shorts posted on what it's like being in Huacachina on the sand dunes on a dune buggy ride. From Huacachina, I went to Arequipa, and I was there for about a week, but I wasn't there continuously for the week. I took a 2-day, 1-night trip to the Coca Canyon, and I went horseback riding. So it included a 3-hour horseback ride, and then some sightseeing on the second day to see the condors. And I did see a few condors, but what none of these tour operators let you know is that in the summer, and it's just coming into summer here in Peru, is that the condors go to, they migrate and they hunt for food. Just try to see if I can get other views of Lake Titicaca there. Oh, there's another little island behind me. Okay, and so I did see a few condors, but the highlight obviously was going horseback riding for me. And then back to Arequipa. Arequipa is known as the White City. A lot of the houses are made from a quarry that was constructed after there was a volcano eruption. There are 3 volcanoes surrounding Arequipa. So it's all white ash, and that's one of the reasons why it's known as the White City. The other one is a not so politically correct one. It has to do with the indigenous peoples that were here first when the Spanish came and, the conquisition, and they made the indigenous people help them build the city of Arequipa, but none of the indigenous people were allowed to live there, only the Spaniards. So the indigenous people named it the White City. So like I say, it's not so politically correct, and that's why today they usually focus on most of the buildings being made from white stone. Okay, so Arequipa, out of there, and on to Puno, and that's Puno is the town where Lake Titicaca is located, and I'm here for 2 nights because I took a one-day tour of the islands, and then I'll be spending tonight in Puno. Yes, and it's at quite some altitude here. It's 3,600 meters, and that's not the highest altitude I've been. On the way to the Coca Canyon, we stopped at a viewpoint, and it was 4,910 meters. So we were only there for about 15 minutes just for some photos, and then we moved along. Okay, so last night here in Puno, and then I'll be heading to Cusco. And Cusco is known as the jumping off spot for Machu Picchu, the lost city of the Incas. It's just been my dream to visit there. So that, spoiler alert, I'll be there in December. And I'll be spending 5 weeks in Cusco. So my next update will be coming from year-end, New Year's Eve in Cusco. So I think I've pretty much just covered what I'm doing right now. I'm in Peru, and I'm in Peru until the end of January. And one last look at the gorgeous Lake Titicaca from the Peruvian side. This is Cheryl, the wandering house sitter at the Lifestyle Digs. Bye for now.